The thing is that across history, rulers and organizations with a lot of power eventually always try to gain more power. And to do that, one of the most common practices that usually fail, but after bad things happen, is to limit the access to the public information. They're not limiting the access to public information for themselves, those who own the power, but they're doing that to the citizens, to all of us. If you keep the people ignorant and you prevent them from accessing web data in this case, but information and knowledge generally, you'll be able to control them. And we are on the verge of losing access to web data. The great things that we just saw won't be around anymore. Think of the implications that Twitter, for example, and we saw one example related to them, make sure that no one can see the public information. And again, I'm talking about public information, my information, the information that belongs to me, to you, to all of us, can't be accessed anymore because it's not public anymore. You have to log in, you have to sign up. Now, actually, it happened 2 months ago. Twitter decided that all of the search results, when you go into Twitter and search something, will be after a login process. That's new. It was never the case. Never. And now it's already the case. And the amount of public web data online has reduced. It went down. And that's hindering companies from training their AI models, and it's hindering companies from communicating to their audience, from listening to what their consumers are saying. And it's hindering organizations from mapping those bad groups that are trying to promote bad things online. And what if Meta will do the same? Or is it already happening? And what if Google will do the same and other search engines? Or is it already happening? It might. In some places it is. And what if governments will do the same? We just saw what happened in Afghanistan. To understand if the company history and what's going on with the company in Afghanistan, unlike in any other place in the world, you can't. You need to use another NGO that for some reason collected this data because it's important. But we don't need to go that far. It happens also in Western companies. And this is the trend that we're seeing. Instead giving more power to the people, instead giving more knowledge and data and access to data to all of us, the exact opposite is happening in the past 2 years. So some of us raised our hands a few minutes ago. I hope that in a year from now, we'll be able to ask this question again, and more hands will be up and not the opposite. But honestly, I'm not sure what will be the situation. But there is hope, first of all, because if we think about history, no one in the history of humanity was ever able to put the knowledge in a place that it won't be accessible for long. Some try to burn books, some try to burn the whole library, but no one in the course of history was able to prevent access to data, not for long, and for sure not in the internet. But the risk is real. The risk is real. And there's something that anyone can do. First of all is to be aware to what is going on. Second thing is to talk about it and make sure that you gain access to data. And that if one day you're trying to reach to Wikipedia and it's not available anymore, to acknowledge that this is wrong. And you know what? This specifically happens once in a while in Western countries when there's elections and things like that. And there's also an actual thing that you can do right now. This is just one example out of many. It's our own app, but you can find also other apps that are doing similar things that can help you, help organizations, researchers, universities, also commercial companies to bypass censorship by turning your own device into a proxy device. And then it's unstoppable. That's an application that's called Be Right that turns your device, when you allow it to do it, to that proxy device that will help overcome censorship. And one of the coolest parts in it is that it will also plant a tree on your behalf for every gigabyte that is passing through your device. So there is what everyone here can do. And I want to thank you for listening, and I want to ask you to make sure that all of us keep public web data public. Thank you.